Okay, I was at Cornwall DAP the other day, at their first event in Workbox, which was great. Nice to meet all you guys. And I was explaining to a lot of people what I was making with Polymer. And they're like, Polymer, is that another front end framework like React and Angular and stuff? And I was like, well, sort of, but to me, it kind of uses HTML, and I'm using HTML. I'm not really using Polymer. HTML is my framework. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit further to those who are interested. If you're not interested, nice to see you. Thanks for watching. Right. So this is HTML, this code here on the side. And as you can see, it has a lot of what you think of as like junk in there. But there are some bits which are quite readable. Like the header is fairly unreadable because it's all designed for machines, as you'd expect, because headers are the bit that like it's saying, Polymer starter kit generated this. You don't really want to know that unless you're looking in the code to find out who made it. So, as you can see, I started from the starter kit, so I get all this stuff for Chrome apps and bits and bobs in there, and then a list of what elements. If I open my list of elements that I'm wanting to import, it tries to view it as a HTML file because it is a HTML file. If I view source, you can see that here's all the things which I need to make this web app work. I'm using Carbon Router still. I should change that for App Router. Anyway, and here I import the other elements which I've made. This is for the styling, which I haven't done any changes to as far as I know. And this imports the Open Elements, which is the catalog, and the PayPal link, which is so you can buy me a cup of coffee, which I'd appreciate because I like coffee. So let's go back to that. So you can see here's the paper, here's the input, and we have a template which is called app. Now, then I'm using the paper scroll bar to give me the toolbar at the top, which just says Open Elements, and a stack of Polymer components. I'll show you that on the page. And there's nice scrolling behavior, and there's my subtitle that disappears because it's not that important if you scroll down, because hopefully you've already read it. And then an explanation about why this site might break at any moment. The catalog itself being put in the page using these tags, which I find very understandable. When div tag doesn't make much sense. P tag means paragraph. Open Elements means Open Elements catalog to me. PayPal link, amount, and what it's for and stuff. This is like, because this is a custom element I've made, then it makes sense to me. It might not make sense to you. And then here's the closure of the whole. Now, commented out here, I have the potential service worker, which is really great, probably, if you've got a really small site. But this site has a stack of elements in it, and all of them have demos and everything. So as soon as you turn on Service Worker and you visit the site, you crash your browser. I'm not quite sure how to get around that. If anyone's got any suggestions, please tell me, because I'd love to be able to cache all the demos and everything on the site. And then this just imports the app. I can't remember what that does now. Let's open it up and have a look. I don't think it does anything useful. Maybe I should get rid of that because it's just a load of boilerplate. Cool. So I bet you're wondering, now HTML doesn't do everything that I want it to do. So I want to make an element that does this one thing which it doesn't do for me. Right? Well, first of all, check the catalog because you might find, say if you wanted to have an offline search, there might be Luna already imported for you. In which case you could just help me by making that work for you. There's the GitHub page link. Let's open it in a new tab. So that's it. And I can go to the docs, which does open in a new tab anyway. Now, obviously, I'd like all the docs to be cached as well. So this you just have an array of objects, and that's your data, and then what you want to search for, and then it just gives you the output. And there's all its attributes, you see. So it's quite easy to implement. At least I hope it's easy to implement. That's why I made it. So you can make a new element by on the site. I've got a link here saying make a new element, or you can email me saying, hey, I'd like to make an element, and I'll say, great, what do you want to make? I did also have a little add button here. I don't think anyone's ever clicked it. And then you can just tell me about the element you want to make and I'll get in touch. So you just say what you want it to do and then you give it a name. Now, there are a few I've done earlier, like I was working on bytecog at the Cornwall Data workbooks because someone was saying, I was saying, let's make an element now. What should we make? So we made a cog, which wasn't this one, but you get the idea. So this says it draws a bytecog. Actually, it's really to draw the path, and then if you don't have it showing, then you can use the path in another element, which is what I exported this as a as an element by itself. So now I can import it and use it in my maker. So let's do that. BI hyphen cog. There it is. Oh wait, so it doesn't like to import itself. So let's make it my bytecog as tradition has it. Okay, so maybe I've broken it somewhere along the line. But basically, you can write your HTML that you'd like to go in here, like your normal H1. HTML is cool. And then any functions you have, and any functions you have in here, any attributes you want in here, and then anything you need to import that hasn't automatically been detected, because it automatically detects things as well. Like say if I used paper button or paper item. Let's use a paper item. Paper hyphen item. Oops, wrong keyboard. Oh, hang on. Yeah. somehow that isn't, the autocomplete isn't working, but I'm going to look into that and find out what's going on. That's the trouble with running things off master. Master just means it's running the code that the Polymer people have released and what everyone else has written. If anyone makes a custom element and I add it to my catalog, I import their code and run it there and then. If it breaks, it breaks, and then I'll take them out of the catalog. Well, that's the idea anyway. I've only had to take out 3 or 4. Right, so now we have a paper item that's got, I don't know what attributes paper item has. I'm sure it's wonderful. Let's have a look. So this loads the documentation for the things that you've imported, so you know how to use them. And it's pretty simple. You just use paper item. Oh look, they've got paper body as well. Now, alright, and you can wrap the whole thing in a link, which is nice. Right, well, let's try out their things. There we go. Shows that, it's just that should everyone. That's quite a nice paper item. And as you can see, it's automatically imported paper item and paper item body and iron icon, which isn't actually showing the icons. So I wanted to import the icons. You have that there. I don't know why that's complaining. And now it's got a the warning icon that you probably can't see because there you go. See, there's the warning icon, which wasn't there before. If I take that off, you can see it's not there. Put it back. There it is. So there's obviously some things I need to fix, as there always is in here, but you get the idea. You can make your own elements to do the things which you want to do in your app, and that's the beauty of HTML. And eventually we won't need Polymer, no doubt, because it will just work as native components. And that's that's it in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just need to work out how to press stop.